Right now, live at 5, the Greenwood fire is growing, and so is the number of volunteer firefighters stepping up to help.
Even when you're driving down the road, you get a lot of thumbs up, good job, those types of things, so it helps.
Plus, focused on getting people out. That's the message from the Biden administration as they try and figure out how many Americans remain in Afghanistan. And later,
so it will actually influence your appetite, actually, the flavor and also the emotion behind the sound.
How one art student is linking food to sound.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. We begin with breaking news tonight as the Greenwood fire near Isabella is spreading rapidly this evening, prompting a new round of evacuations. This photo from Superior National Forest officials shows the moment the fire spread west, jumping County Highway 2, triggering new evacuations, this time on Stony Lake and Sand Lake. The fire is burning near Isabella, now 4,700 acres in size. Mapping of the Greenwood fire shows it burning very closely to homes and cabins, although we've not yet received word of any damage to structures. More than 100 homes and cabins have been evacuated so far. Around 320 people are involved in the firefight, many of them traveling from other parts of the country. Officials say it could be weeks before there is any containment on this fire and potentially months before it's out. While the Greenwood fire continues to rage on in northern Minnesota, firefighters are coming from all over the state to help. In fact, Superior National Forest leaders say 120 more people arrived just today. That includes some from the Duluth area. Here's a picture of the 3 rigs the Lakewood Volunteer Fire Department sent up to help battle the flames a few days ago. The station has been helping out over the course of the last week, and CBS3's Quinn Gorham spoke with the members of the Lakewood Fire Department to find out just how much work they've been putting in this week. Quinn.
It's a lot. Lakewood firefighters have been working overnight to battle the flames. For some, that means getting to the station as early as 3 in the afternoon before they head up north and work through the next morning. The department has gotten up close and personal with the blaze, fighting on the front lines to keep the fire from burning down structures and other important areas. Many of the firefighters from Lakewood are volunteers taking time off their day-to-day jobs to help contain the flames. Kurt Rogers, the Lakewood fire chief, says it's been an exhausting experience in the 6 days the fire's been burning. But he added the community has been donating things like water and Gatorade, and that moral support has made the biggest difference.
Even when you're driving down the road, you get a lot of thumbs up, good job, those types of things, so it helps.
They'll continue heading up north to help out into the next week. Chief Rogers let me know they've also received a $140,000 grant from FEMA to help fund safety and operations.
All right, thank you, Quinn. And of course, we will continue to monitor the wildfire situation throughout the night and over the weekend. The Whelp fire is growing near Sawbill Lake, now up to 25 acres. Forest officials closed even more of that area this afternoon, cutting access to 27 lakes in that region of the Boundary Waters. They described it as a fast-moving surface fire. Because it's so remote, they haven't been able to send in firefighters yet. Instead, planes have been dropping water on the fire. Well, some good news, a wildfire burning near Britt is now fully contained. The Moose Lake fire started Wednesday and has burned about 25 acres. Several crews are still on scene, making sure there are no flare-ups. Well, meteorologist Peter Kavakowskis joins us now for a first check of the weather. Peter, a lot of folks have their eyes on the weather this weekend, hoping it doesn't inflame those fires.
Yeah, I know there's some good news in the fact that we have rain coming, but tomorrow we also have really strong winds, which may cause further issues with the fire. Taking a live look at satellite radar right now, what you are seeing right now is actually smoke and a fire plume from the Greenwood fire. So that's showing up on satellite radar. It has been showing up for the past few hours or so. As we zoom out a little bit, there's something else that we need to talk about throughout the night tonight, and that is the threat for some possible possible thunderstorms that could be strong to severe in nature. That is why we have a severe thunderstorm watch in place until Friday tonight at 10 o'clock for that area highlighted in pink. And then also for Lake and Cook County, you will notice that air quality warning now extended until Monday, at least until 3 o'clock. Currently for us here in Duluth, we're looking at 84 degrees, and the clouds are beginning to fill in, and you can also tell where there is rain and where there is not. Take a look out west. Baudette coming in at 71, Bemidji 77, Walker coming in with a little bit of rain right now in the 70s. But then you take a look out east, you see 90 in Big Fork and 80s still prevailing for a good portion of the region. So there is a cool down heading our way. And that you might also feel that cooler air if you're heading out to movies in the park tonight. Right now, they're going to be showing Grease tonight, 78 degrees for the start time at 8 o'clock. Then a minor shot of rain for the 10 o'clock end time with 70-degree temperatures and that breezy southeast wind in place. We'll talk more about that thunderstorm threat as well as how the rest of the weekend is shaping up in just a bit. Kristen?
All right, thank you, Peter. Well, we now take you to the scene of the Greenwood fire near the Stony River. CBS3's Alexander Libby is live for us there. Alex, what are you seeing so far?
So, Kristen, we're seeing and smelling smoke. It's extremely windy out here, which you probably can hear on my microphone. We were in Babbitt shooting a story earlier. We heard that there was a bunch of evacuations not too far away. So we took a 20-minute drive east to the Stony River, and we went a little further. Now we're at the intersection of New Tomahawk Road and Highway 1, which is closed behind me. Also behind me, what you can see really easily is the smoke. You can see blue sky to my right, and then to my left, you can see that grayish yellow tinted smoke. And I wish you were here because the smell of the smoke is so strong. And we came out here because of the evacuations, actually talked to a sheriff. We asked him what he was doing, and he was doing evacuations. We don't know if there are people being removed from their houses, but we have seen a couple of cars going down New Tomahawk Road while we were making our way to Highway 1. So the conditions out here are extreme. It's extremely dry, extremely warm, and the wind is definitely gusting out here. And Kristen, I wish you were here because the smell of the smoke is so strong, and it just shows how extreme and severe this fire really is.
Yeah, and you know, Alex, you mentioned those evacuations. That's something we're continuing to check in with authorities on and seeing how many people are being impacted directly by these flames. And of course, that wind that we're hearing and that you're experiencing is not any good. So we appreciate the report, Alex, and we'll check in with you later on. Thank you. Well, here's a live look from the White House, where earlier today, President Biden held a press conference addressing the situation in Afghanistan, saying there will be time to second guess the way he handled pullout from Afghanistan later. But for now, the U.S. is focused on one mission: getting tens of thousands of Americans and Afghan allies to safety. The president and other administration officials say they are still trying to get an accurate count of how many Americans remain in the country as they work to open more third country locations to process the evacuees. Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
In his second speech on Afghanistan this week, President Biden said the U.S. will finish its withdrawal after evacuation efforts are complete.
We'll use every resource necessary to carry out the mission at hand and bring to safety American citizens and our Afghan allies.
The scene outside Kabul's international airport remains chaotic. Flights have resumed after an earlier pause when the processing facility in Qatar reached capacity. Among the thousands showing up for evacuation are unaccompanied minors. This video shows a man handing a baby over an airport wall. The U.S. Marine Corps says the baby received medical care and was reunited with the father at the airport.
I don't think any one of us can see these pictures and not feel that pain on a human level.
The administration is working to open new processing facilities in the region, including in Bahrain and Uzbekistan.
The Wall Street Journal published a July 13th memo from diplomats warning the Afghan government could fall after the U.S. troop withdrawal. In it, they also urged the State Department to pull out Americans before U.S. forces were gone.
A bipartisan group of lawmakers who served in the region say the U.S. should not withdraw troops unless certain conditions are met.
We are forcing the situation to be more chaotic, to be more tense, and to be more dangerous and volatile than it needs to be.
The secretaries of defense and state held phone briefings on Afghanistan with House and Senate members Friday afternoon. More briefings with lawmakers are scheduled for next week. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
The Pentagon said 5,700 people were evacuated out of Afghanistan over the past 24 hours. And CBS News has learned during today's briefing with House lawmakers, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said Taliban members have beaten Americans in Kabul, calling it unacceptable. Minnesota's leaders say they're committed to working with the federal government and welcoming refugees of Afghanistan into the state. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan wrote a letter to President Biden yesterday. In it, they said Minnesotans believe in treating all people with respect and dignity. They say the state has a tradition of welcoming refugees into the community. Minnesota is already home to some of the largest Hmong, Somali, and Liberian communities in the U.S., along with a small Afghan community. Still to come on Live at 5, Nashwauk residents are gearing up for a lively weekend in the community. We'll give you more details on what they've got in store as we take you around the Northland after the break.
Gail King, Anthony Mason, and Tony DeCopel, weekday mornings on CBS.
Hi, I'm Deb. By April 2016, I had lost 85 pounds. It was a very easy program to do. Blood pressure has gone way down. I feel great.
If you've got that, don't worry about that. Healthy Systems USA.
Culligan. Our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
How do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
How do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Be smart. Be active. Be confident. Vision Pro Optical is here for you, specializing in eye exams, glasses, contacts, and billing your insurance. Serving the Northland for more than 30 years with you as our focus. Visit VisionProOptical.com for hours and location details. Vision Pro Optical. Be and be seen.
Enjoy summer, save money, and look good doing it with huge savings on hot fashions from Northwest Outlet. Save up to 40% off Columbia and the North Face summer clothing. That's right, up to 40% off. Save on capris, tees, shorts, rain, wind, and fleece jackets, and UPF sun-rated clothing. Enjoy the weather and get your whole family's summer fashions at Northwest Outlet. We're not done yet. Save up to 40% off on all sandals. You heard me right, up to 40% off. What are you waiting for? Get to Northwest Outlet Superior. We'll make sure you look good.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Want to lose fat quickly? Lose up to 1 pound of fat a day.
Started my weight loss journey with Healthy Systems USA Easter weekend. By the end of October, I have lost 92 pounds.
If you've got that, don't worry about that. Healthy Systems USA.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look at Bayfront Park tonight. This weekend, it will be home to Art in Bayfront Park. More than 100 artists will be showing off their jewelry, paintings, photography, glasswork, and much more. The event will be open from 10 to 5 tomorrow and 10 to 4 on Sunday. And Peter will be in with this weekend's full forecast in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look around the region. The return of the Northwoods Music and Art Festival and a look at the presence of falcons on the North Shore. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start off tonight in Nashwauk, Minnesota for the 3rd annual Rib Fest. Community members are hoping the 3rd time's the charm as they look to return to normalcy. The city of Nashwauk will be alive this weekend with a big day-long sale at the Nashwauk Market tomorrow, leading up to the Rib Fest, in addition to their own citywide garage sale. For more details on Nashwauk's festivities this weekend, you can head to our website. Next, we head to Hayward, Wisconsin for the 9th annual Northwoods Music and Art Festival. Gates open at the Boulder Lodge tomorrow at noon. There will be live music all day long, such as Brave Cowboy, Molly and the Danger Band, and even Nashville recording artist Andrew Salgado. Get in the door for just $25 to see these performances, as well as 6 hours of local artist booths. While this event is just off Ghost Lake, there's nothing spooky about a good time in the Northland. And we wrap up tonight at Tetagooch State Park in Silver Bay, where a few peregrine falcons are eager to teach us about their history. While there were none of these falcons in the area just 60 years ago, our home is now a major nesting ground for the beautiful creatures. Jackie Fallon with the Midwest Peregrine Society will present a program tomorrow morning to help understand the falcon's past, present, and future in the area. She will be assisted in her presentation by several live falcons. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, Hartley Nature Center is getting some new digs. Find out about the multi-million-dollar expansion after the break.
And most of the Northland either looking at a marginal or slight risk for severe weather tonight. I'll break down the timing of those storms, as well as take a closer look at that weekend forecast in just a bit.
This show is about connection. Not even 2020 and socially distancing ourselves are going to get in the way of that.
The Kelly Clarkson Show on CBS3.
Invasive species are organisms that are non-native to an ecosystem. They outcompete native species and reduce the quality of our resources. We can all prevent the spread by following the simple clean, drain, and dry steps. Clean all watercraft, trailers, and outdoor equipment. Drain all water from boat live wells, motors, ballast tanks, and bilges. And lastly, thoroughly dry all equipment and gear. Do your part to preserve our amazing outdoor heritage for future generations.
Funerals can be emotionally devastating for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the high cost of arranging a funeral. Funeral Advantage was formed to help protect your family when they need it most. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It's a good feeling to know that my family will be taken care of if anything happens to me.
Funerals can easily cost $9,000 or more, but government benefits pay only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the rest.
It's so easy. Just answer a few simple health questions. This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're 40 to 85, get information on how to protect your family. Funeral Advantage is something we all need. There's no risk or obligation. Call now.
Get the facts about how easy it is to protect your family. There's no risk or obligation. Don't wait. Call the number on your screen now.
CBS News Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley on CBS.
It's always a good day for a car wash at Miller Mall Car Wash. But just to be safe, watch Caitlin's Car Wash Forecast. Weekday mornings on CBS3 This Morning with meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt. Sponsored by Miller Mall Car Wash. Only on live, local CBS3.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app.
Welcome back. So far, another warm and dry day for us here in the Twin Ports. 85 degrees for today's high at Duluth International, and so far dry. But as we head towards the rest of the day and towards the midnight hour tonight, we'll probably begin to see those rain totals creep up a little bit for us here in the Twin Ports. We probably won't see that much before midnight, but after midnight is probably when most of that rain settles in. And taking a look at the current weather alerts across the region right now, all that area off to our west highlighted in pink, that is a severe thunderstorm watch in place until tonight at 10 o'clock. And also with the exploding fire situation, we also have that air quality warning in place until Monday at least 3 o'clock. That was extended from today to Monday. I would not be surprised to see that extended once again. And taking a look at the severe weather risk, most of the Northland under either a marginal risk or a slight risk. So the area highlighted in that green, a marginal risk for severe weather, so a level 1 out of 5. Area highlighted in yellow, a level 2 out of 5. So the best shot at severe weather is off to the west in that yellow highlighted area, especially through the later portions of tonight. So say between 10 and midnight. Then the storms will progressively work their way east. And as they head this way, you will also have the sun going down, cooler temperatures beginning to prevail. We'll probably begin to see those storms weaken a little bit. Satellite radar shows that right now we do have those storms indeed off to our west, but those are heading basically due north and east. So we probably won't see those storms interacting with us here in the Twin Ports. But as we head through the rest of the night, there is still more storms on deck. So as we head towards about 9 o'clock, you can see more storms firing up off to our west. And those were the storms that we could be concerned about possibly producing severe weather. Then as we head towards about the midnight 1 a.m. hour, that's probably when we begin to see the storms work their way east towards the Twin Ports. At that point, doesn't look like they're going to be that severe in nature. And then by tomorrow morning, we're just looking at a few wraparound rain showers, and we'll begin to dry things out as we head towards Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. And the good news is, after that, Sunday just looks pretty gorgeous at that, with temperatures in the 70s. How much rain we're getting? The bad news is it's really not all that much. If you're lucky, maybe a quarter of an inch, and for places out west, maybe even half an inch, like Big Fork coming in at just under half an inch. But the rest of us, a few 1/100ths of an inch of rain, not going to put a dent in the drought, also not going to help us with that fire situation. And that is not good news either, because tomorrow we're talking about strong winds in place, which could really blow up the current fires. Not good news when you talk about wind gusts up to 30, 35 miles per hour, maybe even up to 40 for a little bit. However, there is welcome news in the fact that it doesn't last all that long. First, your forecast for tonight, temperatures fall back into the 60s for most of us across the Northland. And here is how that 7-day forecast shapes up over the next 7 days. You can see we have that rain threat for tomorrow as well into Sunday, but then we dry things out quite nicely. Temperatures in the 70s for the rest of the week. So it looks to be we have that severe weather threat for tonight, but then we dry things out, and we're concerned about the wind tomorrow, as well as any possible lightning when it comes to those fires.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll hope Mother Nature is kind to us this weekend. Thank you, Peter. The 11th annual Duluth Film Festival kicked off today. This year's slate will include 11 feature films and 36 short films. They added new film categories this year to include more diverse narratives. It will be completely in person downtown at Zeitgeist Theater. Additional events are within walking distance. The festival wraps up on Sunday with a closing reception. Hartley Nature Center is getting a big glow up. Today, Hartley Nature Center's board and summer camp kids broke ground on a $2.5 million expansion project. It will include more classrooms, bathrooms, and community gathering spaces. A legacy grant from the Greater Minnesota Regional Parks and Trails funded the project. Hartley leaders say this will help them better serve their mission and their community.
These are all things that will improve our mission delivery, expand our core programs, and allow us opportunities to develop new offerings for the community.
Hartley Nature Center went putting on 15,000 hours of programming a year to 60,000 in the past several years. Hartley leaders say that makes this expansion project much needed. It's that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets, and today's pet comes to us from the Humane Society of Douglas County. This is Charlie. He's a 2.5-year-old coonhound looking for a new loving home. Our friends at the shelter tell us he is a well-behaved boy who is very sweet and friendly. If you'd like to set up an appointment to adopt Charlie, you can call the number on your screen. And coming up after the break, we're live again from the site of some Greenwood fire evacuations. Stay with us.
Coming up Monday on CBS3 this morning, as the school year starts, we have tips on the importance of checking in on your kids' mental health in our weekly Eye on Lifestyle. So wake up with me and meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt at 5 a.m. Monday.
I got into journalism when I was in high school, actually, and that's where I really fell in love with the news and the storytelling aspect of it, being able to bring those things together and keep people informed. It's so important for us to be in a community like Duluth, to be able to hear your stories and then bring them to everybody else in the community.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
Always ready, always there. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Epilepsy can affect anyone with a brain.
It does not discriminate.
If you have a brain,
you can get epilepsy.
But here's something that's just as important to know.
Anyone with a brain can affect epilepsy.
So let's use our brains to do just that.
Let's change the way people think about epilepsy.
To find cures.
Because if all of us can get epilepsy,
all of us can end epilepsy.
We just need to use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains to end epilepsy.
Hi, my name is Matt Cosgrove, and I'm the new co-director of the Duluth Superior Film Festival. One of the main goals of the Duluth Superior Film Festival is to cultivate an independent film scene. Right now, there's a lot of exciting things happening with film production in our region here in northern Minnesota. The Duluth Superior Film Festival team believes that it's very important to have films told from our region by the people of our region, and we want to get those stories out there.
We've got new information now explaining why.
Why should ordinary Americans care what's happening here in Ukraine?
Deep divisions remain.
Elizabeth, why did they kick you out?
They are expecting public unrest.
Why are they releasing these videos now?
Police are pushing us back.
We found one hell of a story of survival.
That's why you have to do your own research to get to the truth.
Hello, house guest.
Oh, we're in the Big Brother house!
This competition starts now.
Let's do this.
Like a ninja.
I am just the hot mess express.
I got choked up a little bit.
The pressure is turned up.
Oh, I'm coming in this house to win. I won. New Big Brother, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday, or stream anytime.
I'm so excited.
On CBS.
We now take you to the scene of the Greenwood fire near the Stony River, where CBS3's Alexander Libby is live for us. Alex, just within the last hour or so, we heard of more evacuations happening there. What have you heard so far?
Well, conditions here, Kristen, really haven't changed that much. It's obviously still very windy. It smells like smoke. The smoke is all around me. But what has changed is we had two vehicles pull through this closed road checkpoint. The first one was a car that had a woman and two children in it, and her children told me that their father's camper is in the area that's closed, and they're trying to get in contact with the sheriffs here to see if they could get the camper. She then turned around, so doesn't seem like she was able to get it, but it sounds like they were able to find where that camper was. And then the other car was a truck with a trailer on it. In the back of that trailer was a big freezer, a big chest freezer, and also a lawnmower. So it looks like people are getting out of this area on Highway 1. Again, we're on the intersection of Highway 1 and New Tomahawk Road, just around 20 minutes east of Babbitt. And so the winds, the smoke, and the pretty bad fire conditions are still continuing here, and I don't see why it would give up anytime soon. And it's just the smell of the smoke is really what gets me. It makes it seem such a real and serious situation. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, and it absolutely is. And we'll continue to keep folks updated on those evacuations as more information comes in. Thank you, Alex.
On this Friday night, as President Biden vows to get all Americans out of Afghanistan, we'll introduce you to a family from California trying desperately to get their loved ones safely to the U.S. Plus, why flight attendants are now getting trained in self-defense. And Steve Hartman goes on the road. The remarkable woman from Maine. The CBS Evening News is just minutes away.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book. And as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-816-8219. That's 800-816-8219.
Your home improvement company has industry-leading materials and warranties on all of our window and bathroom products. We also certify all of our installers in our installation training center. Right now, we are offering 20% off all products and 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2023. Call us today or go online to book your appointment. If you want your project done right the first time, go with your home improvement company where it's your home made better.
With the Greenwood fire continuing to burn, we tell you about the local fire department going to help out.
And high school football in Wisconsin kicks off tonight. Kelly Henseth will take us to the local games, and she'll break down the highlights.
Tonight at 6 on CBS3.
This show is about connection. Not even 2020 and socially distancing ourselves are going to get in the way of that.
The Kelly Clarkson Show on CBS3.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Friday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story, and we'll see what's coming up tonight at 6. Tonight at 5, we learned of expanding evacuations due to the Greenwood fire. The fire jumped County Highway 2 and is now 4,700 acres in size. Over 100 homes and cabins have been evacuated so far. We'll continue to follow this developing situation. And coming up tonight at 6, as the Greenwood fire continues to grow, a local thrift store is stepping up to help those in need. We'll take you to Babbitt to hear from store owners who are doing their part to assist residents who have fled their homes. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is up next. We hope to see you back here at 6.